Good morning, everyone. Hi, Gabriella. How are you? Good morning, Ruby. How are y'all this morning? Good morning, Kyra. Let me turn my Wi-Fi off. The name of Jesus Christ. What a wonderful name it is. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am congested this morning. I am, but it's okay because it's Friday. I'm so excited. Today is Friday. I feel like the week goes very fast. Oh, child. We're just waiting for some more people to get in here. Good morning. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Jen. How are you? So excited that you're here this morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let me tell, yes, it's Friday. Let me tell y'all, 6 a.m. prayer was really something, huh? 6 a.m. prayer was really, really something. I mean, every time Miss Melissa and my mom get on there to pray, I don't know if y'all was on it this morning, but Fridays it goes up and it gets stuck for sure. Like it was just so good. It was so good to be prayed for like that. It's a Friday. Yes, it was just so good to be prayed for like that. Guys, we're waiting for your friends. Where your friends at? Tell them it's Jesus juice time. We're also waiting for Amanda, who is on her way. What y'all doing this weekend? What are you guys doing this weekend? Hey, Mom. What's everybody doing this weekend? Good morning, Ruby. Good morning, child. This weekend, I don't really have any plans. I have my date with the Lord every Friday, though, so I'm excited about that. It's going to be from 2 to 5. I'm going to spend time. TD Jakes has a book that's out called Women Who Pray. That's really good. That you guys, if you're looking for something to read, is a really good read. And then I'm reading another book by Cindy Trim called The Art of War. It's about teaching you how to pray. So that's also a really good book. My mom's working this weekend. You working every weekend. So Amanda is here. She is on. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Hello.
Okay. So Amanda is here. She is on. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. How are you?
Okay, I can hear you now. We are good.
Hi,
Hello.
Shauna. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning. So I got something that we need to talk about today because I just did my research on it, and
I know what you're gonna talk about.
we just posted it on our social media too. We are here in another space. of Dante Wright, another black man that has been shot in the chest in Minneapolis. He got pulled over because he had expired plates or expired tags or something on his car. I just watched the video. It really started like any other encounter with the police start. He gets pulled over, I cuffing him. The one officer, the male officer, is trying to get cuffs on his wrist. The other officer approaches him. His mother's on the phone, his girlfriend's in the passenger seat. And she, he tries to sit back down in the car. And she literally shoots him in the chest. He drives off after that, after he's shot. He crashes into another car. And that's it. This is his life, 20 years old. And his mother was on the phone, the speakerphone, when the whole thing was happening, and his girlfriend sat in the passenger seat and basically watching that. So imagine living in a world where expired plate leads to your death.
I mean, we can't imagine. This is reality.
Right. Where you have an expired plate, which is really a ticket for some other people, right? A ticket. You're supposed to get a ticket to the DMV. Now, I'm not sure what happens when somebody has an expired plate, but I do know that the repercussion for expired plates is not death. And I do know that a mother was on speakerphone listening to her, because he called her because he was scared. And what we teach all of our black and brown boys to do. If you ever get pulled over, call somebody, put them on speaker, FaceTime somebody so that they're able to see you. What we train all of our black and brown boys to do, right? And so with his girlfriend in the passenger seat, he still calls his mother and he says, "Hey, Mom, I'm being pulled over. And, I don't know if she's a woman of faith or not, but if it was my child or my nephew or whoever, that's the moment where I start praying. Because having a child of color, you understand what can happen in this situation. And so she's probably on speaker holding her breath. And then next thing you know, in the next 30 seconds, her son is literally shot and in a car accident. Because after he got shot, he was so scared that he was so distrusting of the cop that he even was like, "Oh, I'm shot. Yeah, I need to take me to the hospital." He's literally shot and pulled off. Driving shot in the chest. Crashes into a car, crashes into a pole. His mother's on speaker as he's taking his last breath. Like, this is the world that we live in. This boy is 20 years old, and this escalated to the point of this because of expired plates, but really because of systematic racism, and that when they seen the girl and him in the first place, they had an opinion about who they were, they had an opinion about the car, and they had an opinion about their life. And that is problematic to me. That black and brown people are doing, and this is not about white or gray or criminal or not criminal, but they are doing things that should not. They are doing things and getting caught for petty offenses that definitely should not result in their death. And so, I don't understand what you say to a mother today. And so much like it was for George Floyd, Minneapolis is on fire. Last night they came out with the tear gas, they came out with the rubber bullets because people are protesting against what happened. The chief commissioner comes on. The police commissioner, the chief of police, he comes on and he says, "I believe that Porter was reaching for her taser, didn't realize it was her gun, and mistakenly shot him in the chest." And then he says, "With one single bullet." And the way that he's even talking about it lets me know that this is his justification. The fact that it wasn't multiple bullets, the fact that she was in distress is the reason why he shot her, essentially, is what her boss is saying. So she is now, Kim Porter, she's on leave right now. She hasn't been fired. She's taking a leave of absence. And today is the first time that she was appearing in court. Now, Mike Elliott, who is the mayor in this city, is calling for her termination, which has not been solidified yet. Also, this week, one of the cops involved in the killing of Breonna Taylor's death got a book deal to tell his story. This is where we are.
So I knew about this story earlier in the week, and I am feeling the way that I'm feeling right now. It is so. Not only should Kim be terminated, but she should be prosecuted at the highest extent of the law. The book deal, I cannot, like, I have had to protect myself this week and my mental health because of everything that I've gone through in the last few months, that I cannot read. Like, you know how I do Trevor Noah and like every night, and I do the Stephen Colbert show. I haven't been able to watch them because I have to protect my mind from what is going on. And I know that there is a level of privilege in that I have the privilege to be able to protect my mind from these things. But when I can't even talk about it because it just makes me want to, when you think about, and even the post this morning, and I was like, should I post it? Like, should I repost it? Should I not? And I reposted it. This is not the last name that we're going to say. And so I haven't spoken up about it on my personal page because it's been so triggering to see like he's 20 years old. He was 20 years old. He left a baby. My homegirl just went through the same situation about 3 years ago when her husband was shot in the car while she was in the passenger seat, and she had to hold her husband. And they were in their early 20s, and she had to hold her husband while he was dying. So I've been a friend of a person who've experienced a very similar situation. And it's hard. So I'm seeing the GoFundMe, and we're going to donate. I'm seeing all the articles. I read the fact that she thought that it was a taser gun, but the fact that you were still trying to harm him doesn't. No matter if you shot him, but you were still trying to harm him.
Let me explain something to you. Wait, because this is the part where I start getting really, really, really upset. Because when a woman is reaching in the bottom of her purse, she knows the difference between her keys and her lip gloss. You don't even gotta look. When a woman is reaching in the bottom of her purse, she knows when she picked up her Blistex or the shiny lip gloss. She knows when she got her house key or she got her car key. I watched that video. She was pointing the gun at him for at least 20 seconds. You mean to tell me you was in so much distress? The way you point a gun and the way you point a taser is two different ways. Number one.
And do you know that there was and this is when I was like, I can't do it, and I had to unfollow a lot of people on social media. I like to follow news anchors, and I mean that's just the life that I live. I like all that stuff. I like to be informed, and they were making these images to show the similarities of a taser gun and a regular gun.
I can't. Because let me explain something to you. If you get that bent out of shape at a traffic stop, you don't need to be a cop. When your chief, when the chief of police is saying because she was in distress, she was in distress with a baby in the car, a 20-year-old boy is wiggling trying to get out of the arrest, and you are in. You there with 3 other officers and you're in distress. You feel like drawing your weapon is the best you can do to serve and protect your city. That's the best you could do.
There's
I can't.
The fact that her mistake cost a mother's son's life. The fact that her mistake cost a child's father's life. The fact that her mistake cost a woman's partner's life, and he was 20 years old.
You know what happened?
She needs to be prosecuted. I don't care about her termination. I want to see her. I want to see her be charged with manslaughter.
And then it's hard, right? Because when you live in a Christian life, the Lord calls you to have grace, and the Lord calls you to have mercy, but the Lord also calls for justice. Because I'm telling you, I was sitting here for 30 minutes watching the video over and over and over and over again. And I don't suggest people do it because it's a trigger.
No,
but
you can't. I can't.
I have a brother who is 22 years old. That when he started trying to resist arrest and swarm out of the handcuff, I saw those cops put their hands on his gun and it was about to go up. I understand how they view our boys. This just a couple weeks ago I'm in a situation. After I'm saying to them that he's mentally unstable. What happened in her was when she came to the car and whatever was triggered in her, when she saw a black man trying to wiggle out of the handcuffs, whatever happened in her said it's go to her. Whatever was already in her. Because you can't wear that uniform and that badge to pretend to serve, and the best you got for this city is at a traffic stop. When it's over, you say, oh, SHIT, I shot him. Y'all don't run behind a car. Y'all don't try to go get him medical assistance. Y'all are standing there looking at each other. Oh, shoot, I shot him. There's not even remorse. You don't even run to the car to make sure he's okay. There's no remorse. You just kill him and just throw blood. And just oh, shoot, I shot him. Fully aware of what you've done after you have done it. And then the police get to the TV and say, I believe because she was in threat. She got one bullet in his chest. And really the whole thing that he said that what that was about, what it was about the fact that he's trying to justify. Oh, maybe, she would have shot him multiple times if it was. It doesn't matter. It takes one bullet to kill somebody, and Dante White is dead.
And she's a white woman, so when the jury,
I mean, the waterworks, the compassion, it's gonna just be up.
And then and not to change the subject on Breonna Taylor, but the fact that one of the cops got a book deal, you're monetizing a Black woman's death. You're monetizing your experience, your perspective of a Black woman's death. Are 50% of those proceeds going to Breonna Taylor's family? I absolutely 100%. I know that they're not, but even like, how are you monetizing? Like,
I can't even talk because here's the other thing. Do you know how many times it's Saturday or it's Sunday and I clean my house and the house is clean and I lay down and I pull the covers up and the pine sol is smelling and I'm watching Netflix and a thought comes into my mind. Okay, this is what we're going to do. You know how many times I'm in a moment of peace and I just think about her? You know how many times I've come home from work tired, laid in the bed after I served all day? Because that's what she did. She served all her life. to be an EMT worker, laid her tire face out, and somebody bust the door open and killed her. You know how many times this black girl is sitting, how many times I'm in the passenger seat with my black boyfriend, wondering, he's driving a little so fast. The music is a little too loud. I hope we make it to our destination safe. This is trauma on the black woman. His mother, who's listening to her child, died. His girlfriend that's sitting in the seat, she's in a car accident and witnessing the murder of a child's father. In 15 seconds, her life changes.
Yeah.
And black women just gotta hold it. We're gonna kill your sons and just hold it. We're gonna kill you. Philando is another one. Shut him up in front of his kids, bro. These black boys get into the situations where they about to die and they call out for their mothers. George Floyd is on the floor calling out for his mother who's dead. He knew he was about to die. That boy called his mother, put her on speakerphone, because really what's happening in the black woman's psyche is if anything happened to me right now, I need my mother to know how it went down. The fact that that's what they have to think about and deal with, I can't explain to you the agony of that. We can't miss a day for the license to be renewed. We can't miss a day for the tag to not be right on the car. We can't miss a day on inspection, because if we do and that car gets pulled over, that can be your casket. We can't miss a day.
No.
This is America. And for every woman who loves a black boy or a black man, speechless. It took me all week to say that. You know how many counseling sessions I'm in with black mothers who are in full tears? My son was supposed to go away to college, but I don't know what to do now. What college do you think we should go to? One of my counseling sessions yesterday, the whole time we spent looking up the statistics of black and brown black boys who died by the hands of police so she can make a decision about what school she sends her child to. We're not looking at the student activities department. We're not looking at accreditation. We're not looking at scholarships. We're looking at how many people like to die in this city. That's what the college process for black moms are like. I'm literally sitting there typing up questions for them to go ask the local police department. Because that's what a black mother has to do when she's thinking about sending her child somewhere. And then even if not, it can happen in your own hood.
It's a lot. It's like I have no words, Shanae. I haven't had words all week. It's Miss Melissa Barber. I'm sorry if you're watching right now. It's fucked up. Like that's the only word. And I know I've been working on my cussing, y'all, but that is the only word that I have for this situation. For all these situations that continues to happen.
More than that, it's traumatizing, and it's triggering, and it's dehumanizing, and it's evil, and it's demonic.
That's it right there. It's evil.
It's evil.
It's evil. And that's something that I've been thinking about a lot this week. How so I was watching the show On Netflix called House of Cards, and the amount of evil that happens in politics. The leaders of this country, the amount of evil, right? And I'm like, yo, like, I know that this is a show, but like, there's been interviews on the show people saying that this happens in the White House. These things happen in Congress. That is my mother that is on right now, Natasha Martinez.
Good morning.
That is so crazy. So there is a lot of evil that happens in politics down in DC. Just all of these things. And I was thinking about the amount of corruption that is in the minds of the people who lead this country. And obviously, that is why our country is going down the way that it's going. Like, if that's happening in the Capitol, it's just a domino effect of everything that is happening in our city and in our neighborhoods, and that's why Christians, believers, they need to get into politics. They need to get into leadership. We have to be able to invade.
Because if you were on 6 a.m. prayer this morning, which if you wasn't, you missed it. But what was happening on 6 a.m. prayer this morning was my mother began to start this is the season of the miracle. And then Melissa Barber began to really break down what this year is going to be about. And literally the Lord giving us dominion over the neighborhoods. The Lord giving us having revival in the street. The Lord transferring money from the wicked to the righteous. But let me tell you something though. If God is moving pieces all around to have this to happen, to put money and resources and power in the hands of believers, that means that we have to be ready for the systematic evil, because the enemy is just not going to walk away from things that he's had dominion over for years and generations and centuries. That means that we got to be so locked in. We got to be so prayed and fasted up that we are willing. We are willing and we are able. Number one, we are strong enough that when God says go, we go. Right? You know, in every worship song, in every sermon that I listen to these days, these ministers are talking about a new generation, a new thing that the church is doing, a new way. And the song, The Voice of God, Dante Brown begins to say, it's not going to happen the way it happened for your mother and father. It's happening in a new way. It's happening in a new way.
So, I was a part of a Bible study, my friend's Bible study, and I kind of, came on just to see it, and they were talking about being I forget what the word is, but basically like breaking, like the glass ceilings and being resilient, all of these things. And so they went to Habakkuk, chapter 2, verses 1, and it says, I will climb up to my watchtower and stand at my post. There I will wait to see what the Lord says and how he will answer my complaints. And a few days before reading this, my husband was praying, and I heard him talking about like the watchtower. So I have bought the life application book because there's a lot of things in the Bible that I'm still getting a grasp of, and I'm still like learning. And so I want to, the commentary. And so I went to the commentary for 2:1, and I'm going to read it really fast because it goes hand in hand with what you're saying right now, Shanae. The watchman on his own watchtower was an image often used by the prophets to show an attitude of expectation. You can find that in Isaiah 21:8, Jeremiah 6:17, and Ezekiel 3:17. The picture of a watchman illustrates Habakkuk's attitude of patiently waiting and watching for God's response. Stone watchtowers were built on city walls or ramparts so that the watchman could see people, enemies, or messengers approaching their city while still at a distance. Watchtowers were also erected in vineyards to help guard the ripening. Habakkuk wanted to be in the best position to receive God's message. We should also pay attention as we wait for God's answer when we pray. Listen for what he has to say and watch for what he will do in response to your prayers. And one of the things that I was praying about is like, wow, like God, like I want to be so focused, and on that watchtower, ready for when you're telling me go. Like he's preparing me in the watchtower. And I believe that's what he's doing to a lot of us, so that we're able to be so focused that when it's time for him to respond and he does it through us, we're not distracted.
And I'm telling you, this year and last year has really just shown me how serious this is. Because we cannot just sit and complain. We cannot just sit. We can't just sit. We got to understand what's actually going on here. What's actually going on here. And the enemy's design is for us to get weary and for us to get tired and for us to say, this is just a war on black men. Or this is just how our communities are going to be. And yes, we get tired. But Miss Melissa says, Lord, you told me that you have crafted my hands to war. That's another level of something else. When you start understanding that this life is not about securing your 40 acres and a mule, that this life is not about your credit score and your kids and your husband and your house, and this life is not about comfort and just being. If your prayer list only concerns things that you want, something's wrong.
Yeah.
If your prayer list, if your heart as a Christian doesn't allow your heart to break for the pain and the injustice that's in this world, you're doing something wrong. We be preoccupied with our own agenda. We got to be praying past our kids. We got to be praying past our house. We got to be praying past our credit score. We got to be praying past things that only impact us.
Yeah.
This is serious. And we have gotten into a I'm a mind my business culture. We have gotten into a I am going to mind my business culture.
Mm-hmm.
Or we have gotten into a, well, I see what they posted on social media, so they must be cool. Why you want to mind your business if you know this person is about to walk in front of a bus? Why you want to mind your business? Why you want to mind your business?
Yeah.
When this mother is literally hurting because she listened to her son be shot. I'm going to try to figure out how I can get them pro bono counseling services. Why do you mind my business?
Right. And I think it's important for us to be able to understand that taking time to grasp everything, you need a few days for yourself sometimes, especially if it's very triggering. So taking some time before you say something or before you do something is very different than saying, I'm going to mind my business. I'm going to mind my business means I don't really care. That's their business. I'm not going to do nothing about it. But when you know that there is something that deeply, especially when you're an empath, when like it deeply hurt, it hurts, it breaks your heart so much that you feel it in the physical, your body starts, you're not eating, you're throwing up, you get depressed. You have to know, in order for you to help others, you have to be in a good position to help others. And sometimes that means I'm going to be silent for a few days. I'm not going to say nothing because I need to get myself together. I need to pray to God because there's a lot of wisdom in patience. And there's a lot of wisdom in saying, you know what, God, I'm going to wait a few minutes. I'm going to wait a few days because I know right now I can't. Right now, I'm going to say something emotional. Right now, I'm going to say something that's not going to help. And so there's a difference with waiting and saying, God, I need some time, than minding your business. Minding your business is not doing nothing, not caring, not feeling empathy or sympathy. That's a problem. And that goes beyond privilege. Minding your business to me is evil. That's evil.
Because this thing happened on Sunday night. And we're talking about it on Friday, right? We're talking about it on Friday. But you needed to be praying on Sunday. Maybe you take some time before you come out and you say things to other people and you share your opinion on a public platform. But as soon as this happens to one of our Black boys, you need to hit your knees. 100%. As soon as this happens to one of our Black boys, you need to hit your knees. You need to open up your mouth to God and say, I feel stuck. I don't know what to do about this.
The Bible app, actually, let me go to it right now because I was like, oof, this is exactly how I've been feeling about a few different things. Where somebody, I don't know if somebody has the Bible app that they know what verse it was, but I'm trying to log in right now. Like the verse of the day. Um,
Yes, praying for strategies to execute what God wants us to do. We don't have much time. I'm gonna pray for this. I'm gonna pray for this.
I don't know exactly which one it was, but the Bible verse of the day was basically go to your room, right? Go to your private space and pray. You don't need to be public about everything. You don't need to be in a corporate prayer about everything. Sometimes you need to go to your room by yourself, and God will listen to the prayers that you do in private.
That's right. That's right. That is right. That is absolutely right. And you know what? This systematic oppression, this systematic evil, it impacts all of our kids. It just does. It impacts all of our kids and in our secret place. So I really hope that our prayer lives are extending past what we're doing publicly. In your secret place, you go and you mention Dante's name. And you go and you mention every other person who has a Black boy that they're trying to protect. And you go and you speak your frustration and you speak your concern and you speak your care. And you let the Lord minister to you in that place. Because this right here, that a boy could be murdered in cold blood, and then the person who murders him gets a leave of absence. This is the wickedness in high places that the Bible talks about. These are the principalities. Because we can have mercy for her if she made a simple mistake. What I don't have mercy on is the system that's designed to cover this up. What I don't have mercy on is the men who get on camera with the cameras on and say, not even a condolences to his family, but they just get on to explain and justify. What God will not have mercy on is we take the lives of people in cold blood and don't even send flowers to the funeral. That is a problem. Because it would be different if he got on the camera, he was real broken up about it. And he was real tight about it. And he was like, whatever we got to do to make it right. But to get on there with a stone cold face and be like, she meant to reach for her taser. She was in great distress. She shot him. I do believe that this incident was an accident and it's going to be resolved. Like you talking about you going out for lunch. Just no emotion, just no nothing.
It's evil.
That right there is the evil.
That is evil.
That right there, that piece right there. Because maybe we could find, grace for what she did. God already forgave her is the truth, whether we like to hear that or not. She's already forgiven.
But there has to be accountability.
But the system that's designed to perpetuate this behavior for another cop who's watching this with those racist tendencies to know, oh, my spirit is cool. This spirit of racism and all of this is cool. Because ain't nothing going to happen. We're not going to be cast out. Don't worry, guys, stand down. We still got lock over this kingdom of darkness. That's the evil right there. It's not the actual action. Because whether she was in distress and she made a mistake, only her and God knows that. What is evil?
It's like the public response.
Is the systematic. We just cover it. We just cover it.
I have a friend that I have been convicted about really like unfriending, like in all aspects. But sometimes you got to keep some connections open, right? And throughout the entire time last year, there were certain things that he would post, and he's from the Bronx, he's from the project, okay? He's, he's Latino, but he's, like, his whole family is a line of police officers. And, like, that blue game is real. Like, it's really real. They are, and there have just been things that he has posted that I'm just like, bro, where is your heart? Like, his biggest thing is like, but y'all don't know what we go through. But y'all don't know. Like, and he was actually shot. It was public. It was all over the news just a few weeks ago. He was shot. They gave him the award and everything, and that just adds more flame to him. Like, y'all don't know what we go through, and I'm just like, but that doesn't justify another cop killing another person by accident. And it's like, it's a reflex, because it's either your life or the other person's life.
And when you put that uniform on, what are you saying? You saying I want to live my life. When you go to the academy, what are you saying?
Right.
When soldiers go to war, they know the possibility of death. When firefighters go into a building, they know they can die. That's what you're saying. So don't give me this self-preservation crap. Because you said you were going to protect and serve. Straight up. That's what you said. What does it mean? I'm going to protect and serve.
Who are you protecting and serving?
Come on, bro. Come on.
Who are you protecting and serving?
And this, like I said again, this is not, I have law enforcement in my family, chief of police in my family. This is not about blue lives versus black lives. All that stuff is political polarized.
Right.
We are talking about the systems that are in place to perpetuate more Dantes, more Erics, more Trayvons. We're talking about a system that is not just when it comes to certain people. That's what we are talking about. Of course, all police officers are not bad. We're not in the beginning stupid stages of this. Of course, some black men are criminals. That's not what anybody's arguing. But do black men deserve to die for misdemeanor offenses? Why do black men keep dying in transit when they get arrested? Why does Freddie Gray have a broken neck by the time he's a judge? Why is Sandra Bland dead by the time she sees a judge? If Dante has a warrant, we got arrested him. Why doesn't he make it to his court date? Why don't we go through this system like everybody else? That's my problem.
Right.
It's not about being criminal or not being criminal. It's about from the time a black man is having interaction with the police and being apprehended, he keeps dying in transit. What happens? You have a reason to pull them over. You have a reason to pull them out the car. You have a reason to do that. Fine. Illegal tags. Fine. False money. But how does that translate to an 8 minutes and 56 seconds? Why do they keep not making their court dates? They can't even be prosecuted or held accountable as they die. That is the problem right there. Why is the spirit of fear and racism in you so thick that you can't get a black man from his car to the court date?
It's deeply rooted. It's deeply rooted evil. It's deeply rooted evil. It's been like this from the beginning. I mean, not the beginning of time, but for so many years. And how do you shake it off? You know, like how does one shake it off?
This is more than shake it off. This is deliverance. This is evil. This is like something else, because when you are so there's a new woman who's running for office who they're talking about this. It's on Angela Rye's page, who's a famous political commentator and lawyer. And this is a conversation about training. This is a conversation about implicit bias. This is a conversation about preconceived notions. This is a conversation about how do we detect racism, and not in questions like, are you racist? Because if you ask somebody that on a questionnaire, they're going to click no.
Right.
This is about police officers living in intentional community with other races to see how they respond before we put them in neighborhoods that are majority anything. Before a police officer is inserted into any homogenous community that he does not represent, there needs to be a rigorous. We're training their mind. We're training their body. We are not training their spirit. They're in a spiritual war when they go out there.
We've been talking about this for years, and I haven't seen any type of legislation. I haven't seen any conversations deeper than interviews.
There needs to be chaplains. Okay? When my brother was in that situation with the cops, there needs to be a translator. I really believe that if I wasn't there, my brother would have been killed, bro. And I'm literally telling the cops, you're okay, you're safe, this is what has to happen. I'm gonna ride in the back of the ambulance. I'm literally having to walk them through this. What is that position called? And that's what Christians are supposed to be. Translators, mediators, the people who are in the middle, communicating God's will, communicating God's voice. The prophetic voice in these exchanges are missing.
But people don't know this. And this is the reason why, going back to what I said, Christians need to stop believing that because you're anointed that you need to be a pastor. You don't need to be.
I was just having this conversation this morning.
You don't need to be a pastor.
Everybody is not called to the position of orator, because when you put that uniform on and you on the ground and you be in your prayer closet and you've been on 6 a.m. prayer for 28 weeks, you might just respond a little bit different.
You don't always gotta be on the pulpit. You could get more work done on the streets in the Bronx, on Southern Boulevard, on 3rd Avenue, on 149. We have, so I start class at 10 o'clock today.
Right at 10. I don't even have wiggle room, but my message is very simple and it's very to the point.
All right, Father God, we thank you. We thank you for the opportunity that you've given us again, Lord, to be able to have these conversations, these tough conversations, for us to be empathetic, for us to feel, God, and for us to know that things need to change. God, this is a short prayer. I give the rest of this time to you, Lord. May your Holy Spirit do what he do. And allow this message to be delivered through your servant, your daughter who you love so much, Shanae. I ask all these things in your name, Father God. Amen.
Good morning. My name is Shanae, and that is my son Amanda. We are part of Jesus. We are here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. to let you know that Jesus has the truth. That means that we believe that Jesus is close to the brokenhearted. And that means something different today. And we believe that God is close to black and brown people who suffer actively from systematic depression. We believe that He's close to the drug addicted. We believe that He's close to the homeless. And we show up to let you know that. You can find us at 6 a.m. prayer Monday through Friday. Consulting God for strategy. And so today, if I had to have a title for my message, it would be going the extra mile. We're just going to have to go the extra mile. So what we talked about on Wednesday was this argument that was happening between some original Jewish Christians, some Gentiles, and this new word that James was trying to. This is the first ever documented Christian conference where we see people are really starting to feel tension about what is it that God is asking me to do in order for me to be a part of His kingdom. What is God actually asking me to do so that salvation would be granted to me? We see people starting to feel tension about what God is actually requiring of them. These people want this list of deontological ethics. They want a checklist. They want God to write something down on a pad that says, if I were to do this, this, and this, then I can be saved. Okay, so I'm going to have to be circumcised, stop the pagan worship, and then also eat unleavened bread. And is that what I'm going to have to do to be saved? Or is it I'm going to have to slaughter a fattened calf, and then I'm going to have to wake up on the third day and pray all day and all night, have my Shabbat dinner, and then is that what I have to do to be saved? Or is it what I actually have to do? So we see these people having this tension. Because people don't want to be left out. People want to make sure that when God comes back and what they're not concerned about is who Jesus is. But what they are concerned about is, God, what is the standard that you're asking me to live at so that I can be in your good graces when you come back? Because the worst thing, y'all, is that we will be living a life that wasn't actually conducive to what God actually needed us to do when he's on his way back. So we have the Gentiles and we have the Judeans and we have Peter and James trying to figure out what must we do to be saved. And so they come to a decision. They say, you don't have to go through all the other Jewish stuff, okay? We understand that that's part of it. You don't got to be circumcised. You got to stay away from sexual immorality. You can't worship pagan gods, and you got to honor God. That's what we got to do. We're going to stop with all this other stuff because we know it's too much for you. And then there was Timothy. And then there was Timothy. Where there was a disciple named Timothy who lived. Whose mother was a Jewish and a believer, but whose father was a Greek. The brothers at Lystra spoke well of him. Paul wanted to take him along the journey, so he circumcised him because of the Jews who lived in the area. For they all knew that his father was a Greek. As they traveled from town to town, they delivered the decisions reached by the apostles and elders in Jerusalem for people to obey. So the churches were strengthened in faith and they grew daily in numbers. Let me explain something to you. For some of us, we got some things happening in our bloodline that it is not enough for us to be able to ask the question, what's just enough that we have to do to be saved? See, Timothy understood what he was up against. Yes, he had a praying mother, and his mother was a Jewish, but there also was a Greek father that they couldn't really account for. Holy Spirit, give it to me how you gave it to me this morning. There was a Greek father that they really couldn't account for. There was some stuff happening in his lineages and some patch made with some people that was happening in his lineages and they couldn't account for. So when he comes to Paul, he says, what must I do to be this disciple that you're calling me to be? And Paul basically tells him, you're going to have to go the extra mile. I know in the conference that we just had, we said that we didn't have to be circumcised no more. And there were certain things that we don't have to do no more. And we under the new grace. But he says, as for you, Timothy, there are some things happening in your bloodline that's going to have to cause you to go the extra mile. This is not about how do I do just enough to be saved. Right. Don't you understand that there are some witches and some warlocks and some people that are and some addictions and some strongholds that's a part of your family? You can't afford to be doing the just enough thing. You can't be afford to just be giving the 10%. You need to also give an offering. You can't afford to stop and fast early. You actually need to go an extra week. You can't afford to stay holiness ain't right. You actually need to be abstinent because there's some things that are attached to your bloodline. There's some fathers that we don't really know about, and some mothers that we don't really know about, and some addictions that have really been addressed that we gotta say something about. And so, yeah, Timothy, you don't have to be circumcised. And so, yeah, Timothy, this is what you have to do. And what Paul is saying is, you don't have to go the extra mile because there's some things that still they cleared out. You see, your mother's been praying and your grandmother's been fasting, but there's a father who was a Greek percent, and we don't know what he was doing with the pagan God. And so if you're going to serve God, you're going to have to go the extra mile. I know God some people stop asking me what I have to do and what the theological asking me how much is good enough. Stop I mean, if I can only do a little bit, do I like to talk to my wife sometimes? Is it good as long as I provide and I do good sometimes? What if I still go that next week, God? What if we just mess around and don't have sex? I'm so tired. I said, I'm tired of me. Can you just live at this level? Yeah, you can, but you won't be a special soldier in my army. You can live at the low level of you if you want, but you won't be able to do what I really do. You won't really go from glory to glory. You won't really go from mountain to mountain. You won't really be the one that I show my wonder, my splendor. You won't really be the one that I take to the top of my life and show you my face. If you want to do the little babies in, there's room for people to do that in the back. But there's some of us that there's some things that are unreconciled. And there's some strongholds I can play with. And there's some generational curses I need to break with my house. I'm joking before my children into this world. And for those of us who are in that camp, yes, we need to be circumcised. And yes, we need to be consecrated. And I know that we are going to grace, but are you willing to go back to God? I know we live in a place that it doesn't really matter what I do. It doesn't really matter how I live. That's what the Gentiles thought. And it ain't the way that they would be Jesus. Paul and Paul and James are saying that there has to be evidence in your life of spending time with God. Over is the day when we do just enough to be in God's presence. Over is the day when we give him the lazy prayer God. So we check on it and say, come on, baby. There's too much happening in your lineage for you to be playing around. There's too much happening. You got a great father. You got a father that wants people to go on. You got some people in that bloodline that dedicated to some places that you can't afford to do the bare minimum.
Yes.
And some of us who can't afford to do the bare minimum. I got some people in my family that were doing some things they shouldn't have done, so I can't afford to do the bare minimum. I got a brother who is saying after his mind every single day. I can't afford to do the bare minimum. I got some generational curses trying to break off me. I can't afford to do the bare minimum. And so if God calls me to be circumcised, even when the council just said we don't have to be circumcised anymore, then do it unto me as you have said. So God calls me to fasting when the fast is over, then do it unto me as you have said. If God calls that I can go to places and be in certain places, then do it unto me as you have said. Because I got some things, I got some things in my life that I'm holding to. Got some things happening. I got some outstanding prayers. I got some outstanding bills. I got this $22,000 in credit card debt. I got some things. And maybe if you've been able to live a life of trauma, maybe your life may never go up and get up, or maybe if you ain't never been in the battle and the enemy is facing to you, or maybe if you never know you was going to have to go mental hospital, take hold of your thoughts, or maybe you never been in a situation where you're by demons and you literally have to walk around him and you figure out what to do, or maybe if you've never been in a situation where you're maybe I'm not talking to you. Maybe if you've never been in a situation where the enemy was gunning for your grandmother's blood, I'm not talking to you, baby. You fortunate enough to have a life. But as for me in my house, there have been some weapons that have torn, that have threatened to prosper. And I know that circumcision is not what is necessary. But God, I'm going the extra mile because I got some things. Because I got some things that I'm still not clear about. I got some enemies that are still working. I got some things that are still gunning from my mind. And if you would just be honest, the way that the enemy's after you, you can't afford to compromise. The way the enemy's after your mind, you can't afford to play around. The way the enemy's after your marriage, you can't afford to play around. Some of you got some great fathers, and some of you got some great grandfathers, and some of you got some great grandmothers, but we don't really know what they were doing. And I know how to pray in mama, and I know how to pray grandmama, and some of us ain't even have that. And so let me explain something to you, baby. I know what the council said. I know they should be enough amount. I know we can be great, and I know the church is about looking like no mirrors, and I know he's saving me, and I know it, baby. But at some point, you will have to raise up. At some point, you're gonna have to get mature. At some point, you're gonna have to stop playing around. At some point, you're gonna have to stop justifying your actions, and you're gonna have to say, circumcise me. Cleanse me. Make me new. bring me to Mount Sinai. At some point, you're going to have to go from baby milk to real solid food. That's what the scripture says. At some point, I can't afford to play around. If you got some Greek in your lineage, if you got some things in your family, you got some ways about you don't even know how you got this way. You be having some thoughts and some feelings, you don't even know how you got this way. At some point, your prayer life is going to have to be more than you existing off the prayers of your grandmother. At some point, you open your mouth and you honor God for yourself. At some point.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. Maybe your life didn't go like that. Maybe God has been protecting you. Maybe it didn't happen that way. We done. We're gonna go back and watch this. But I want you to put the prayer hands in the chat. If you got some Greek places in your life, you got some places. Maybe people was praying for you, but you got some places in your life. You got some things, some paths that people made. Some things that's a little bit questionable, some strongholds, some anxiety that's starting to take over your mind, some depression. I got a hospital bed and a psychiatric unit waiting for you. If you know you got something. Yes, the council says you don't have to be circumcised. They said that when you do grace, you don't have to do the most. But for you, who's coming from a single mama and the daddy never showed up. And for you, where addiction is a generational curse. And for you, where all the women are not married and have babies out of wedlock. And for you, where the spirit of poverty permeates your lineage. And for you, where all the women die at a certain age. And for you, where anxiety and depression has almost wiped out every woman of the family. For you, you got some things. You can't afford to be playing about no more.
No.
So I love you. I'm thankful for you.
So good.
I started right now.
We love you. Bye, guys.